Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is Tuesday and Fun Fold, and today I am going to focus on the Love and Courage stamp set. This is the stamp set in our mini catalog this fall for Making a Difference. Every time we sell one of these stamp sets, Stampin' Up! Will be donating $3 towards breast cancer organizations throughout the world in the countries that we're in. So today I want to focus on this stamp set. It is a distinct stamp set, meaning that when you stamp it, you get several different layers within the stamp, a dark and a light. And what I did was I stamped this on a piece of basic white, and then I just fussy cut around it. I did use the Petunia Pop for this card, and it's just a simple fun fold. I'm going to start out with a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 piece of black cardstock, and we are going to score it at the 2-inch and the 7.5. So 2-inch, my arm out and move over to 7.5. And it's just a basic, uneven, what I call gatefold card. So we're going to fold these down like so and burnish the edges. Next, what I did was I took a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 two-tone cardstock. So two-tone cardstock is one shade on one side and a different shade on the other. So I've got my pattern, as you can see, run through that sunflower 3D folder. I'm going to go ahead and place those embossed pieces on the flap of my card. But like I said, I cut it and then I just lined it up and ran it through the embossing folder so that the pattern continues to run through. So we're going to place that right about there. And then we're going to line this up down here. And I see I cut that wrong, but it does not matter. It should have been cut at the 1 7/8 because I am going to use a strip of black cardstock to make a border. So it will be perfectly fine that that black is showing at the top. So we've got, sure I've got it lined up on the side. It needs to go over a little bit. There we go. So there we go. We've got the pattern of that two-tone cardstock running through the card. Next, what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my sanding block and I am going to get that white core to pop through. I like to sand it once it's on the card or on a base because the two-tone cardstock, when I use at least this sanding block, it is pretty rough and it'll have a tendency to tear. So if it's on a piece of cardstock, it works better. So we've got this. Next, what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and trim that excess off. Again, I just cut that design or two-tone cardstock longer than it should be, but it's not going to matter because I am going to bring in a piece of black and I am going to, this measures 5 1/4 by 1 1/4, or excuse me, 4 1/4 by 1 1/4, and I am just going to place that ribbon, that petunia border ribbon, right on that black piece of cardstock, like so. because I wanted a border across that two-tone cardstock, that will cover the mistake I made with cutting my paper. So we're going to do that. We're going to add some adhesive. Let me think. I want this seam to be on the front of the card so that I can hide it. With my sunflower, like so. Now the cool thing about Cancer, there's nothing cool about Cancer, but for supporting Cancer, we have a different color for every type of Cancer. So even though we're celebrating breast cancer in pink, there's colors for every type of cancer. So we've got that. I want to put, because it's black, a piece of basic white on the inside. Something I did with my sunflower. I want to know where that sunflower ends and where the writing ends so that I can actually stamp the sunflower twice. I don't know if you can see it very well. Here, let me pull it off the block. I took a black marker and I marked right where that sunflower ends so that when I go to stamp it, I will know how to line it up. In this case, I am going to stamp the basic white, and I just want part of the sunflower so I can just line up with my black dots. Oh, but I didn't do that very well. So let's go ahead and ink that again. There we go. And I want to put that in the corners. And then I'm going to go in with the verse that says, "Friends don't let friends fight cancer alone." Got that. I'm going to add that to the inside of my card. Want to add some butterflies, and since I have a little blurb there, little ink spot, I'm just going to add my butterfly right there. Love these brushed butterflies. Just add a little bit of something to your card without much bulk. Got that inside, and there you have a fun, easy fun fold using the Love and Courage stamp set that will help with the fight of breast cancer during October, Breast Cancer Month. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.